Hello everyone, welcome to Skillsville Training YouTube channel. Myself Mohammed Zubair and this channel is all about showing you how to become a highly paid IT pro really fast. So the topic of today's video is 15 things to do after installing the Kali Linux. So without any further ado, let's get started. Well, just like any other operating system, whether it's Windows or if it is any distribution from the Linux, you should do some things to get the better out of that system. We'll do the same with Kali Linux so that we can have the optimal performance from this particular Linux distribution. Number 1. Update. As soon as you install any of your operating system, the first thing you should do is to update that particular system. Most certainly, there are some things which are needed to be updated when you are done installing the system for the first time. So we'll do the same with Kali Linux. To do so, we will use a simple command, and the command is sudo apt update, and it will update our system, and then we will have optimal performance from the system because it will solve all the dependencies problem and other things that are required to be done in order to have better performance. So we are done with the update of our Kali Linux, and now let's move on to the next point. Number 2. Install Git. Well, most of you might have an idea that what Git is, because if you are a programmer or if you have something related to data sciences or anything related to programming, you must have used this particular directory. Basically, Git is an open source software version control application, and you can use it for many reasons. For example, you can share your code onto your GitHub repository, and if you have your files on public, anyone can access those files and can contribute to your project. Even if you are not on GitHub repository, you still can download a lot of projects and lot of code files from there, and you can use them for your own purpose. So Git is a must-have tool for penetration testing as well. So I'll show you that how you can install that one. First of all, I'll clear my screen, and after that we just need to write a simple command, and that is sudo apt get install git. And here you can see we have successfully installed Git into our system. And now I'll show you that how you can clone different projects from the Git repository. This is one of the projects that is available on the GitHub. You just need to click on this button that says code, and from here just copy that link. And after that, come back to your terminal and go to a particular directory where you want to clone this particular project. I'm going to my desktop, and after that I'll clone this project. I will just write here git clone, and as I have already copied this address, so I will just paste it here, and now I will just hit enter here. And here you can see it has started the process to clone this particular project. And now if I go to our desktop, here you can see we have a folder with the name of Android Hide. If you go to your web browser, here we have the same name for that project. This is how you can install the GitHub from your terminal into your Linux distribution, and this is how you can clone different projects into your repository with the help of just simple command. Number 3. Create low-level user. Well, many applications like Chromium browser and like Tor browser should never be opened or should never be used as a root user. Such type of applications often rely heavily upon low-level permissions to deliver some degrees of security. So it might be a good idea and it might be beneficial to some users to create low-privilege user account for such activities. To create a low-level user, just write here add user space and now give the name that you want to give to that particular user. I will just write here user ABC and hit enter, and here it says only root may add a user or group to the system. It means we have to use sudo with that particular command. And now if I hit enter, and here you can see the user has been added successfully. Now we need to give password to that particular user. I will give a simple password, and after that retype your password, and here you can give the full name or you can go with the default values. I'll go with the default one. Same goes for the room number, work phone and home phone. And if you keep hitting on enter, at the end it will ask you for the confirmation. Press Y and hit enter. and now we have successfully created the low level user. Now what we need to do, we need to add this user into sudo's group. To do so, we will use the simple command, and the command is sudo usermod space -a capital G space sudo and the name of the user that you have just created. After that, just hit enter and the user have been added successfully in the sudo's group. Number 4. Terminal multiplexer. Well, as you can see, I am onto my terminal. What if I want to have multiple instances of my terminal onto my screen? To do so, I will have to open terminal multiple times into my system. What you can do, you can install a simple utility that will allow you to have as many instances as you like. So I'll show you that how you can do that. Just write a simple command sudo apt install tilix and after that just hit enter. And now it has successfully downloaded and installed the tilix into our system. Now, in order to run this tilix, I just need to write here tilix and hit enter. And here you can see it has opened a utility with the name of tilix. And now what you can do, you can have as many instances of your terminal as you want. If you click on this plus vertical sign, what it will do, it will add the terminal onto the right side of this particular terminal. And if you go with this one, obviously it will add the terminal downward and then you have your plus sign, and what it will do, it will create and start a new session for your terminal as you can see here. From here, you can go back to the previous session of your terminal and then here you have different other options that you can have in terms of this particular terminal. Like you can open new window, you can save it, or if you have some session saved, you can open that one. And you can do a lot of things that you cannot do in this particular terminal. So that's a really good tool and a really good utility. Number 5, desktop and file setting. Well, just right click on your screen and from here go to your desktop setting. And now I will show you some of the things that you can perform as per your liking. For example, here we have different backgrounds that we can use. This is the default one and you can go with any one as per your liking. I'll go with this one. And now if I go to icon section, here I have different options. For example, some people like to open their applications, their folder with a single click. Here we have the option to do so. Just check this option and now if you single click on anything, either it will get activated or it will get open. But it all depends on your liking. I do not want to go with this one, but you can do so if you want to go. Other than that, we have icon size and we have icon types and we have some other settings that we can do in terms of the icons of our system. Then here in menus, we also have some of the options that you can go through. Number 6, add items to the panel. Well, as you can see here, we have different applications that are added into our panel. What if you want to add some more? Just right click on this top bar and from here go to panel. And from here just click on add new items and now search for anything and you can add that particular thing onto this top bar. So you can add anything from here. There is another way that you can use. For example, go to your applications and search for Firefox. Here it is. Let me close my Firefox first. I will just close this one. And now if I search for Firefox in here it is. I will just right click on it. And from here, just click on this option that says add to panel. And now Firefox have been added successfully. And here you can see we have the Firefox here. So this is how you can add different applications and different tools onto your panel for quick access. Number 7, add password for the root user. Well, to do so, just write a simple command and that is sudo password root and hit enter. Now here, write the password for your root user. I will give a password and I will retype my password and now we are done and the password have been updated successfully. Number 8, install htop. Well, if I write here top and hit enter, here you can see we have different information from our system. Like we have memory, we have swappiness values, and then we have different other readings in here. But if you go down here, we have different processes that are being used, or you can say that are opened into our system at the moment. And these are the process IDs and these are the users who are using those particular processes. And after that, we are having different information regarding CPU usage and memory usage about those particular processes, and we also have the time here. But this information is not as visible to the eyes as it should be. Well, in order to have more sophisticated interface for this information, we can have HTOP tool into our system. Well, I will press Ctrl Z to get out of this. And now if I press HTOP, here it says not found. But along with it, it also gives you suggestion to install this one. Well, the command to install HTOP is sudo apt install HTOP. But here it is also giving us the suggestion to just press Y or N if you want to install it or not. I will press Y and hit enter, and now it will download and install the HTOP into our Kali Linux, and after that I'll show you that how it works and what are the differences. So we are done with the download and installation of HTOP, and now if I enter HTOP and hit enter, and now you can see that now we have the information that is the same information, but this time it is in more sophisticated way. Like we have everything in more arranged way. Like we have CPU, memory, swappiness values. Then we have some colors that are distinguishing everything from the rest of things. So this is how you can install the HTOP in order to have the better understanding and better statistics of your system. And with that, let's move on to the next one. Number 9, check for the default repository. Well, let's see what is the default repository in our system at the moment. Well, the command is vim space /etc/apt/sources list. And now I will just hit enter. So this is the default repository that is here in my system. In case if the default repository is not there, you just need to remove it, and to remove it, you just need to press I. And as you can see, we are into insert mode. You can remove this repository and you can add the default repository on your own. Well, to do so, first of all, you just need to remove this repository by just pressing the backspace, and after that, go to your browser. I will open Firefox, and in here, I will just write default repository for Kali Linux. So I will just write here default, and down here I already have a search for that, so I will go with that one and we will wait for it. And here we have the official repository from the Kali Linux. So just go to that particular link because it is from the official website, and from here we will copy the official repository that is default for Kali Linux, and after that we will just paste that one into our text editor. And here you can see the repository have been added successfully. So this is how you can add your default repository into your Kali Linux in case if it is not here. Number 10, install Python. Well, if you are using Kali Linux, then majority of the chances are that you might be a programmer, or you will have something related to data sciences, machine learning, artificial intelligence, or some white hat hacking. Python is a very powerful language, and there might be a chance or there might come a situation that you might need this particular language. So I'll show you that how you can install the Python in Kali Linux. Well, just write a simple command that is sudo apt install Python, and after that just hit enter. And here you can see Python have been added successfully, and now I'll show you the version of Python in here. Just write python 3 space dash dash version, and here you can see Python 3.9 is been added and installed into my system at the moment. And now let's move on to the next one. Number 11, install Java. Well, just like Python, Java is also another essential language that you might need in future use, or you might need just now, because a lot of other application and a lot of other packages and libraries depends on Java. So I'll show you that how you can install Java into your Kali Linux. To do so, just write sudo apt install default-jdk, and after that just hit enter. It will look for the Java and it will download Java into your system. Well, in case if you want to download a particular version of Java, what you need to do, you just need to write a simple command, and the command is sudo apt-cache-search-open JDK, and after that hit enter. Here you will have all the list of different versions of Java that you can install into your system. So have any Java version that you like and just write a simple command that I have shown you earlier. So instead of writing just default JDK, write the version of that particular JDK and you will have that version installed into your Kali Linux. Number 12, install file roller. Well, by default in Kali Linux, we do not have a proper GUI archive manager. Now what we can do, we can install an archive manager and the name of that file manager is file roller. So I'll show you that how you can install it. You just need to write a simple command. So here you can see I have just entered the command. You can also enter this particular command into your Kali Linux and you are good to go. So I will just hit enter and here you can see the app roller have been added successfully into my Kali Linux. Number 13, add a standard user. Earlier I had shown you that how you can add a low-level privileged user into your Kali Linux. Now I'll show you that how you can add a standard user into your Kali Linux through your terminal. Well, to do so, we just have to write a simple command and the command is sudo user add space -m and now give the name that you want to give to that particular user. User 1 already exists into my system, so this time I'll go with user 2 and just hit enter. Now the standard user with the name of user 2 is being added successfully into my system. Just like what we did with low level privileged user, we need to add this user into sudoers group. Well, to do so again, we will write a simple command as sudo usermod space -a space -G space. Now enter the name of that particular user. I will just write here sudo user2 and hit enter. Now this user has also been added into the sudoers group successfully. Well, here -a means append or add and -g mean to the specified group or the number of groups. So now I will show you that how you can change the default shell of previously created user to the bash. To do so, just write here sudo space chsh space -s /bin /bash space, enter the name of user, hit enter. The default shell of this user have been changed to bash. Number 14, install Tor. Well, now as you are using the Kali Linux, that is an awesome Linux distribution, now you should also have a browser that works really well with this particular Linux distribution. Tor is one of such browser and it has inbuilt proxy setting that will keep your online presence anonymous. And it will also keep your data private. And the most important thing is you can install the Tor with just a simple command. So I will write here sudo apt install Tor and after that just hit enter. Here we have an error. Okay, we have to rewrite the sudo and now if I hit enter, here you can see it is downloading and it is installing the Tor into our Kali Linux distribution. So here you can see we have successfully downloaded and installed the Tor into our Kali Linux. Number 15, install VLC. Well, who does not like to use VLC media player? Yes, we do have some of the media players available in Kali Linux by default, but VLC is above any one of them. So in order to install VLC into your system, you just need to write a simple command as sudo apt install space VLC and hit enter. And now it will download and install the VLC. And now if I search for VLC in here you can see VLC media player have been added successfully. So we are done with all the 15 things for today's video. And at the end, let's have one bonus tip. Before that, I'll clear my screen and now I'll talk about what it is. Install GDebi Package Manager. Well, as we all know that dpkg is a powerful tool, but it does not install the dependencies on its own. So what we need to do, we need is some package installer that can go out and fetch all the required dependencies while installing the .deb package. And the best one out there is GDebi. So I'll show you that how you can install that one. To do so, just write a simple command as sudo apt-get space install GDebi space -y and hit enter. It has successfully downloaded and installed the GDebi package manager into our system. And with that, we are done with all the 15 things that you should do after you are done installing the Kali Linux. And now the things that I have shown you in this video will help you to get the optimal performance from your Kali Linux distribution. Please leave a like and subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon along with it. And if you have anything to ask or if you want to suggest something, please leave a comment below. We will get back to you as soon as possible. Till the next video, take care.